Hi, welcome to this Corbettmaths video. In this video, we're going to look at the video solutions to the expand and free brackets practice questions. If you need any extra help on expand and free brackets, if you go to corbettmaths.com/contents and scroll down to video number 15, there's a video tutorial there on how to expand free brackets. Alternatively, you could scan this QR code and bring you straight to that video. Okay, so in this video, we're going to look at the video solutions to the practice questions, so let's get started. So our first question says to expand and simplify x plus 2, x plus 3, x plus 6. So we've got these three brackets, x plus 2, x plus 3, and x plus 6. So to expand and simplify three brackets, what we're going to do is we're going to expand the first pair of brackets. We're going to get that answer and then multiply it by x plus 6. So let's start off with our x plus 2 and our x plus 3. So x plus 2, brackets, x plus 3. And let's expand those brackets and see what we get. So x times x is x squared. X times 3 would be plus 3x. 2 times x would be plus 2x, and then 2 times 3 would be 6, so plus 6. Now collecting our like terms, we've got our 3x and our 2x in the middle. When we add those together, we get that's 5x. So whenever we expand these brackets, the first two brackets, we get that's equal to x squared plus 5x plus 6. So that's the first two brackets expanded. We now just need to multiply that by x plus 6. So let's do that. So I'm just going to change colour of pen just to show you. So we're now going to multiply this by x plus 6. So brackets x squared plus 5x plus 6. And we're going to multiply that by x plus 6 and see what we get. So whenever we multiply this by x plus 6, let's see what we get. So x squared times x is equal to x cubed. X squared times 6 is equal to plus 6x squared. So we've done the x squared, now we're going to move on to the 5x. 5x times x would be plus 5x squared. And then 5x times 6 would be plus 30x. And then finally, we've done our x squared, we've done our 5x, now let's move on to our 6. So 6 times x would be plus 6x. And then 6 times 6 is plus 36, so plus 36. So we've got x squared plus 6x squared plus 5x squared plus 30x plus 6x plus 36. Now we can collect our like terms here. We can add together our x squared terms and our x terms. So let's see what we get. So we've got x cubed. We've got 6x squared plus 5x squared. That's plus 11x squared. We've got 30x plus 6x. That's plus 36x. And finally, we've got plus 36. So if we were asked to expand and simplify x plus 2, x plus 3, x plus 6, our answer would be x cubed plus 11x squared plus 36x plus 36. And that's it, that's our answer. So let's write that down. X cubed plus 11x squared plus 36x plus 36. Okay, let's have a look at question number 2. So question number 2, we've been asked to expand and simplify y plus 1, brackets, y minus 2, brackets, y plus 3. So let's expand our first pair of brackets. So we've got our y plus 1, brackets, y minus 2. So let's expand those and see what we get. So y times y is y squared, and y times minus 2 is minus 2y. So we've multiplied both these terms by y. Now let's multiply them both by 1. So 1 times y is plus 1y, or just plus y, and 1 times minus 2 is minus 2. So we've got y squared minus 2y plus y minus 2. So let's collect our like terms, those y terms. So we've got minus 2y plus y, or plus 1y. So if we've got minus 2 plus 1, that would be minus 1. So that would give us y squared. Now instead of writing minus 1y, I'm just going to write minus y minus 2. So that's the first two brackets expanded. Now we're going to multiply that by y plus 3. So let's do that. So let's write that out. Y squared minus y minus 2. And then in brackets, we've got our y plus 3. So y plus 3. So let's expand those and see what we get. So y squared times y will be y cubed. Now we've got y squared times 3. So that'll be plus 3y squared. So now let's move on to our minus y. So we've got minus y times y. That'll be minus y squared. And minus y times 3 would be minus 3y. And then finally, we've got our minus 2. So minus 2 times y is minus 2y. And minus 2 times 3 would be minus 6. Now let's collect our like terms. So let's simplify our y squared terms and our y terms. So we've got y cubed, 3y squared minus y squared. If we have 3y squared and we take away 1y squared, that'll leave us with 2y squared, so plus 2y squared. We've got minus 3y minus 2y, so that'll be minus 5y, and then we've got minus 6. So the answer would be y cubed plus 2y squared minus 5y minus 6. And that's it. So if we're asked to expand y plus 1, brackets, y minus 2, brackets, y plus 3, the answer would be y cubed plus 2y squared minus 5y minus 6. Okay, let's have a look at question number 3. So question number 3, we've been asked to expand and simplify x minus 5, brackets, x minus 2, brackets, x minus 1. So let's expand our first pair of brackets. So that's going to be x minus 5, bracket, x minus 2. So let's expand those and see what we get. X times x is x squared. X times minus 2 will be minus 2x. Minus 5 times x will be minus 5x. And then minus 5 times minus 2, well, negative times a negative is a positive, so that's going to be plus 10. And then that will give us x squared. The x terms will simplify, so minus 2x minus 5x, that's going to be minus 7x plus 10. So we've expanded our first pair of brackets, and now we just need to multiply that by x minus 1. So let's do that and see what we get. So we've got our x squared minus 7x plus 10, and we're going to multiply that by x minus 1, so x minus 1. So when we expand these, we get x squared times x is x cubed. X squared times minus 1 will be minus x squared. Minus 7x times x, well, minus 7x times x will be minus 7x squared. Minus 7x times minus 1, well, negative times a negative is a positive, so plus, and 7x times 1 will be 7x. And then finally, we've got our plus 10, so 10 times x will be plus 10x. And we've got our 10 times our minus 1, that's going to be minus 10. And now collecting our like terms, we've got our x cubed. We've got minus x squared minus another 7x squared, so altogether that's minus 8x squared. And then we've got our plus 7x plus 10x, that's going to be plus 17x, and then minus 10. So if we were asked to expand and simplify x minus 5, x minus 2, x minus 1, the answer would be x cubed minus 8x squared plus 17x minus 10. Okay, question number 4. So question number 4, we've been asked to expand and simplify x minus 4, brackets, x minus 5, brackets, x plus 12. So let's expand our first pair of brackets, so x minus 4, x minus 5, and see what we get. So x times x is x squared. X times minus 5 will be minus 5x. Minus 4 times x will be minus 4x. And minus 4 times minus 5, well, negative times a negative is a positive, so plus 20. And then collecting our like terms, or simplifying our x's, we've got our x squared. We've got minus 5x minus 4x is going to be minus 9x plus 20. So expanding our first pair of brackets gives us x squared minus 9x plus 20. Now we just need to multiply that by x plus 12. So that would be x squared minus 9x plus 20, and we're going to multiply that by x plus 12. Now this is a calculator question if you need it. Let's see what we get. So let's multiply our first term. So x squared times x is x cubed. X squared times 12 will be plus 12x squared. Minus 9x times x will be minus 9x squared. Minus 9x times 12, well, negative times a positive is a negative, and 9 times 12 is 108, so it will be minus 108x. And then finally, we've done our x squared, we've done our minus 9x, now let's move on to our 20. 20 times x will be plus 20x, and finally, 20 times 12 will be plus 240. Now we need to just collect our like terms, so we've got our x cubed term, we've got our two terms of x squared, so we've got 12x squared minus 9x squared, that's going to be plus 3x squared. We've then got minus 108x plus 20x, well that's going to be, well if we're at minus 108 and we add 20 means we're going to go back up 20, so that's going to be minus 88x, and then we've got our plus 240. So the answer would be x cubed plus 3x squared minus 88x plus 240. Okay, question number 5. So it says, given that x plus 2, brackets, x plus a, brackets, x plus 4, is equivalent to x cubed plus 11x squared plus 38x plus 40, circle the value of a. So there's different ways we can do this question. One way would be to multiply out our brackets. So multiply out x plus 2, x plus a, get that answer, and then multiply that by x plus 4. And then we can have a look at the number on the end and compare it to the 40 and see what a is. But it's a 1 mark question, so that's going to be quite a lot of time and effort for something that is worth 1 mark. So another way to consider it is, whenever we have been doing our questions so far, you can see that whenever we're simplifying our terms at the end, we've got x cubed, an x squared, an x squared, an x and an x, and then a number on the end. And this number on the end, if we have a look at this 36, if we just look at our brackets, 2 times 3 is 6, times 6 is 36. So if you just multiply the numbers in the brackets, the 2, the 3 and the 6, you'll get that number on the end. If we have a look at question number 2, if we do 1 times minus 2, that's minus 2, times 3 is minus 6, so minus 6. So if we have a look at this, we've got 2 times a times 4, and that's going to be equal to 40. So let's write that down. 2 times a times 4 is equal to 40. So 2 times 4 is equal to 8, so that's going to be 8a is equal to 40. And 8 times what's equal to 40? That means a is going to have to be equal to 5, because 8 times 5 is equal to 40. Will give us a equals 5. And if you just look at it, 2 times 5 is 10, times 4 is 40. So the answer would be 5. So this value for a must be 5. So it's just quite a neat technique to find out what these numbers in the brackets could be. Okay, question number 6. So question number 6 is similar. We've been given some brackets and it's a calculator question, and we've got x plus 5, x minus 4, and x plus c, and that's equivalent to x cubed minus 8x squared minus 29x plus 180. Well, if we look at this 180, it's positive 180 or 180. If we look at the numbers in the brackets, we've got 5, minus 4, and c. So 5 times minus 4 times c would be 180. So let's write that down. 5 times negative 4 times c would be equal to 180. And if we simplify this, we've got 5 times minus 4, that's going to be minus 20c, and that equals 180. So we just need to figure out, what do we multiply minus 20 by to get to 180? Well, it's going to be a negative, because a negative times a negative is a positive, and 9 times 20 is 180. So it's going to be minus 9. Or another way to do it is just solve this equation. So divide both sides by minus 20. So divide by minus 20 and divide by minus 20. We're dividing by minus 20 to get rid of the minus 20 here, so we just be left with c. And on the right hand side we have 180 divided by minus 20. Well, a positive divided by a negative is a negative, and 180 divided by 20 is 9. So this would have to be negative 9 in here. So now if we just check it, 5 times minus 4 is minus 20, times minus 9 is 180, because a negative times a negative is a positive, so it's going to be 180. So c would have to be negative 9. Okay, question number 7. So question number 7 is a bit similar, but this time we haven't got 3 brackets, but we've got the squared symbol. So we've got x plus p, and then in brackets x plus 5 squared, and that's equivalent to x cubed plus 17x squared plus 95x plus 175. So remember, whenever we're multiplying out brackets, whenever we have a squared, it means you're multiplying the bracket by itself. So this is the same as x plus p, and then we've got x plus 5 squared, that means x plus 5 times itself, x plus 5. So they are our 3 brackets, and whenever we multiply these brackets out, the number term has to be 175. So that means if we do p times 5 times 5, that's equal to 175. So 5 times 5 is 25. So if we just divide 175 by 25, we can find p. So 175 divided by 25 is equal to 7. So that means that p would have to be equal to 7. So this is 7 here. So that is our answer, 7. And we can just check it. 7 times 5 is 35, times 5 is 175. So that's it. Okay, let's have a look at our next question. Okay, let's have a look at question number 8. So question number 8 says, given that x plus 8, x plus 3, and x plus a is equivalent to x cubed plus bx squared plus cx minus 120, find the values of a, b, and c. So in this question, what we can do is we can find the a quite quickly and easily. Using what we've just looked at in questions 5, 6, and 7, we know that 8 times 3 times a would have to be equal to minus 120. So let's figure out what a is. So 8 times 3 times a is equal to minus 120. So 8 times 3 is 24, and then times by a is 24a equals minus 120. And then here we've got an equation, so divide both sides by 24, so divide by 24 and divide by 24 will give us that a equals a minus 120 divided by 24 is equal to minus 5. So that means that a equals minus 5, so this bracket is x minus 5. So we've been asked to find the values of a, b, and c. Well, we've found a is equal to minus 5. Now we need to find the values of b and c. Now what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to expand my 3 brackets to find what the values of b and c are going to be. So let's do that and see what we get. So our 3 brackets are, let's just write them out, x plus 8, brackets, x plus 3, brackets, and then we've got x minus 5, so x minus 5. So let's multiply out our first pair of brackets to begin with. So that's going to be x times x is x squared, and then we've got x times 3, that's going to be plus 3x. 8 times x is plus 8x, and then 8 times 3 is plus 24. And we've still got to multiply that by x minus 5. Now, simplifying this, we've got 3x plus 8x, that's 11x. So our brackets would be x squared plus 11x plus 24. That's multiplying out the first pair of brackets, and we're still going to times that by x minus 5. So now let's expand again and see what we get. So x squared times x would be x cubed. X squared times minus 5 would be minus 5x squared. And then 11x times x would be plus 11x squared. And then we've got 11x times minus 5, that's going to be minus 55x. And finally, 24 times x is plus 24x. And 24 times minus 5 would be minus 120. So now simplifying this, so we've got our x cubed. Now if we look at our x squared terms, we have minus 5x squared plus 11x squared. Well, minus 5 plus 11 is 6, so it's going to be plus 6x squared. And then we've got minus 55 plus 24, so minus 55 plus 24 is equal to minus 31x. And then finally, we've got minus 120. Now, first of all, what's great here is we do have minus 120, so that means our value for A was correct, it is minus 5. Now, our values for B and C, B is the coefficient, the number in front of x squared, and C is the coefficient of x, the number in front of x. So let's get our B and our C. So B is the number in front of x squared, which is 6, so B is equal to 6, and C is the coefficient of x, the number in front of our x term, which is minus 31. So that means that A is equal to negative 5, B is equal to 6, and C is equal to negative 31. Okay, let's have a look at our next question. So question number 9, we've been asked to expand and simplify 2y plus 3, y plus 1, and 3y minus 1. So let's start off by expanding our first pair of brackets. So 2y times y, well, that's going to be 2y squared. We've got 2y times 1, that's going to be plus 2y. 3 times y would be plus 3y, and 3 times 1 will be plus 3. And that's our first pair of brackets, and we're still going to multiply that by 3y minus 1. Now let's simplify this. So we've got 2y plus 3y, that's 5y, so that would be 2y squared plus 5y plus 3. And we're still going to multiply that by 3y minus 1. Okay, now let's expand again. So we're going to expand again and see what we get. So we've got 2y squared times 3y, that's going to be 6y cubed. We've got 2y squared times minus 1, so that's going to be minus 2y squared. We've got 5y times 3y, so it's going to be plus 15y squared. And we've got 5y times minus 1, that's going to be minus 5y. And then finally, we've got our plus 3, so 3 times 3y will be plus 9y, and 3 times minus 1 will be minus 3. Now let's just collect our like terms. So we've got 6y cubed, and then we've got minus 2y squared plus 15y squared. So minus 2 plus 15 is 13, so it's going to be plus 13y squared. Then we've got minus 5y plus 9y, well minus 5 plus 9 is 4, so it's going to be plus 4y, and then minus 3. So if we were asked to expand and simplify 2y plus 3, y plus 1, 3y minus 1, the answer would be 6y cubed plus 13y squared plus 4y minus 3, and that's it. Okay, let's have a look at question number 10. So question number 10 says expand and simplify 5x plus 1, 2x minus 1, 2x minus 3. So again, let's expand our first pair of brackets. So let's see what we get. So 5x times 2x would be 10x squared. 5x times minus 1 would be minus 5x. 1 times 2x would be plus 2x. And 1 times minus 1 will be minus 1. So that's our first pair of brackets expanded, our first brackets expanded. And then we've got 2x minus 3. And then simplifying this, we've got minus 5x plus 2x, that's going to be minus 3x. So we'd have 10x squared minus 3x minus 1 times by 2x minus 3. Now we need to expand these brackets and see what we get. So let's expand these. So to start off with, we've got 10x squared times 2x. Well, 10x squared times 2x would be 20x cubed. We then get 10x squared times minus 3. Well, 10 times minus 3 is minus 30, so it's going to be minus 30x squared. So we've done our 10x squared. Now we need to move on to our minus 3x. So minus 3x times 2x would be minus 6x squared. Minus 3x times minus 3, well, negative times a negative is a positive, so that'll be plus, and then that'll be 9x. And then finally, minus 1. Minus 1 times x will be minus 2x, and minus 1 times minus 3, and negative times a negative is a positive, so plus 3. Now let's collect our like terms. We've got 20x cubed. Then we've got, if we look at our x squared terms, we've got minus 30x squared, take away another 6x squared, that's going to be minus 36x squared. And then if we look at our x's, we've got 9x, take away 2x, that's plus 7x. And then we've got plus 3. So the answer would be 20x cubed minus 36x squared plus 7x plus 3. Okay, our next question. So question number 11. Question number 11, we've been asked to expand and simplify y plus 3, and then in brackets y plus 1 squared. So remember, whenever we're expanding brackets, whenever we're squaring, we're multiplying the bracket by itself. So this is going to be y plus 3, and then in brackets y plus 1, and then another y plus 1, because we're multiplying y plus 1 by itself. So we now just need to multiply these three brackets together. Now, because we did have a square beside the y plus 1, we could do y plus 1 times y plus 1 first of all, and then times that by y plus 3. But because we're just multiplying these three things together, we could do it in any order. We could do y plus 3 times y plus 1, get that, and then times it by y plus 1, and so on. So I'm just going to expand it as normal. You're doing the first two brackets and then just timesing it by the y plus 3 at the end. So y times y is y squared. Y times 1 will be plus 1y or plus y. 3 times y would be plus 3y, and 3 times 1 will be plus 3. And then we've still got our y plus 1. Now let's simplify this bracket. We've got y plus 3y. That's going to be y squared plus 4y plus 3. And then we're timesing that by y plus 1. Now let's multiply that and see what we get. So we've got y squared times y. That's going to be y cubed. Y squared times 1. That's going to be plus y squared. So we've done our y squared. Now let's move on to our 4y. 4y times y would be plus 4y squared. And 4y times 1 will be plus 4y. And then finally, we've got our 3. 3 times y would be plus 3y, and 3 times 1 would be plus 3. Now let's collect our like terms and see what we get. So we've got y cubed. We've got y squared plus 4y squared. That's plus 5y squared. We've got 4y plus 3y. That's plus 7y, and then plus 3. So the answer would be y cubed plus 5y squared plus 7y plus 3. And that's it. Okay, let's have a look at our next question. So question number 12, we've been asked to expand and simplify x plus 2 cubed. So that means that we've got x plus 2, and we're multiplying it by x plus 2, multiplying it by x plus 2. So let's expand our brackets and see what we get. X times to x is x squared. X times 2 would be plus 2x. 2 times x would be plus 2x, and 2 times 2 is 4, so plus 4. And we're multiplying that by x plus 2. Now let's simplify this. So we're going to get x squared plus 2x is 4x plus 4. So we've expanded our first pair of brackets. Now we're just going to multiply that by x plus 2. So whenever we do that, we get x squared times x would be x cubed. X squared times 2 would be plus 2x squared. 4x times x would be plus 4x squared. And 4x times 2 would be plus 8x. And then 4 times x would be plus 4x. And then 4 times 2 would be plus 8. And now we just need to collect our like terms. So we've got x cubed at the front. 2x squared plus 4x squared will be plus 6x squared. 8x plus 4x is plus 12x. And then we've got our plus 8. So that's our answer. Okay, let's have a look at question number 13. So question number 13, we've been asked to expand and simplify 2w minus 3 cubed. So again, that means 2w minus 3, 2w minus 3, 2w minus 3. So let's expand our first pair of brackets and see what we get. 2w times 2w would be 4w squared. 2w times minus 3 would be minus 6w. Minus 3 times 2w would be minus 6w. And minus 3 times minus 3 is 9. And we still need to multiply that by 2w minus 3. So now let's simplify this. So 4w squared minus 6w, take away 6w, would be minus 12w plus 9, close brackets. And then our 2w minus 3. So we've expanded our first two brackets. Now we just need to multiply that by 2w minus 3. So let's do that and see what we get. So 4w squared times 2w would be 8w cubed. 4w squared times minus 3 would be minus 12w squared. So we've done our 4w squared. Now let's move on to our minus 12w. So minus 12w times 2w would be minus 24w squared. And then minus 12w times minus 3 would be plus 36w. And then 9 times 2w would be plus 18w. And 9 times minus 3 would be minus 27. Now let's collect our like terms. So we've got 8w cubed. We've got minus 12w squared minus 24w squared. So that's going to be minus 36w squared. We've got 36w plus 18w, that's going to be plus 54w, and then minus 27. So the answer would be 8w cubed minus 36w squared plus 54w minus 27. Okay, let's have a look at our next question. So question number 14. So question number 14 says, shown below is a cube with side length x plus 5 centimeters. So this side length is x plus 5 centimeters. Now it's a cube, so that means that all the side lengths are the same. So if that's x plus 5, that's x plus 5, that's x plus 5. Actually, all of them are x plus 5. I've been asked to show that the volume of the cube is x cubed plus 15x squared plus 75x plus 125. So the volume of a cube is length times width times height, and because it's a cube they're all the same, so we're going to do the length, which is x plus 5, times the width, which is x plus 5, times the height, which is x plus 5. So we're going to do x plus 5 times x plus 5 times x plus 5, and when we do that we'll get the volume of this cube. So let's do that and see what we get. So x times x is x squared. Then we've got x times 5, that's going to be plus 5x. Then we've got 5 times x, that's plus 5x. And then we've got 5 times 5 is plus 25. So that's the first two brackets expanded. Now we've still got our x plus 5. Now let's simplify this. We've got 5x plus 5x, that's going to be x squared plus 10x plus 25. And then we're going to times that by x plus 5. So we've expanded our first two brackets, and now we just need to multiply it by the last bracket, and then that will give us the volume of the cube, which will hopefully be this. So let's expand these and see what we get. So x squared times x would be x cubed. X squared times 5 would be plus 5x squared. So we've done our x squared. Now let's move on to our x's. 10x times x would be plus 10x squared. 10x times 5 will be plus 50x. And then finally our 25. 25 times x is plus 25x. And 25 times 5 would be plus 125. So our answer will be x cubed. Then we've got 5x squared plus 10x squared. That's plus 15x squared. We've got 50x plus 25x, that's plus 75x, and then we've got plus 125. And that was what we're asked to show in the question. We're asked to show the volume of a cube is x cubed, yep, plus 15x squared, yep, plus 75x, yep, and then plus 125, yep. Okay, our next question. Our next question, we've been given a cuboid, and we've got the length of the cuboid is x plus 9, the width is x plus 1, and the height is x plus 1. And we've been asked the formal expression for the volume of a cuboid. So the volume is length times width times height. So we need to do the length, which is x plus 9, times the width, which is x plus 1, times the height, which is x plus 1. And that will give us our volume. So let's do that and see what we get. So the volume is equal to, so let's multiply these out and see what we get. So let's expand our first pair of brackets. So x times x is x squared. X times 1, that's going to be plus x. 9 times x would be plus 9x. And 9 times 1 is plus 9. So, and then we've still got our x plus 1. Now we need to simplify this. So we'd have x squared. X plus 9x is 10x, so plus 10x plus 9. So that's our first two brackets expanded, and we've still got to multiply that by x plus 1. So let's expand this out and see what we get. So when we multiply this out, we get x squared times x is equal to x cubed. X squared times 1 will be plus x squared. 10x times x would be plus 10x squared. 10x times 1 will be plus 10x. And finally, 9 times x would be plus 9x. And 9 times 1 will be plus 9. Now collecting our like terms here, we would have x cubed. X squared plus 10x squared would be plus 11x squared. 10x plus 9x is plus 19x, and then we've got our plus 9. And that's it. Okay, let's have a look at question 16. So question 16 says, given that ax plus 1, x minus 3, and x plus b is equivalent to 2x cubed minus 3x squared minus 8x minus 3, find the values of a and b. So let's start off by finding our b, because our b can be found quite easily, because we know that 1 times minus 3 times b would be minus 3. So let's write that down. 1 times minus 3 times b is equal to minus 3. Now 1 times minus 3 is minus 3 times b would be minus 3b, and that's equal to minus 3. Well, minus 3 times something is equal to minus 3. That means b has to be equal to 1. So that means that b equals 1. Alternatively, we could divide both sides here by minus 3. So divide by minus 3 and divide by minus 3. Minus 3b divided by minus 3. We're doing that to get rid of the minus 3, so be left with b. And on the right hand side, we've got minus 3 divided by minus 3. That's equal to 1. So b equals 1 here. So that means our brackets are ax plus 1, x minus 3, and x plus 1. So we've got our b. Let's put that in there. b is equal to 1. Now we need to find our a. Now we could multiply out these brackets and find out what the a is that way. Now there is a quicker way to do it, and that's just to consider the fact that when we multiply our x terms together, it will give us 2x cubed. So whenever we do x times this, it gives us 2x cubed. Now x times x is x squared. To get 2x cubed, this will have to be equal to 2x, because 2x times x is 2x squared, and times another x is 2x cubed. So that means that this a would have to be equal to 2. So a equals 2, because ax times x will have to equal 2x cubed. Here then you'll have a, and then x times x is x cubed is equal to 2x cubed. So that means that a is equal to 2. So that means that a is equal to 2. And if you look at our previous questions, whenever you multiply the x terms together, they will give you your x cubed term. So if we have a look at another question here. So if you have a look at this question here, we had 5x times 2x times 2x. Well, 5x times 2x is 10x squared. Times 2x would be 20x cubed, and that's why we have our 20x cubed at the beginning. So that is a very useful technique to find that a in front of that x, and that's it. So a equals 2 and b equals 1. Okay, let's have a look at our last question. Okay, question number 17. we've been asked to expand and simplify x plus 4 and then in brackets x plus 3y squared. So that means if we multiply this out, remember squared means multiply by itself, we've got x plus 4 and then we're going to multiply that by x plus 3y and then x plus 3y because we need to multiply the bracket by itself. So we need to multiply these together. Now we could start off by multiplying the x plus 3y by the x plus 3y because we had the squared, but whenever we're multiplying three things together, a times b times c, it doesn't matter what order we multiply them in. I am going to multiply these two to begin with just because that's what I've done in the solutions. So let's do that. So we've got x plus 4, we're going to leave that at the front and we're going to multiply these together and put that after. So x times x is x squared. X times 3y, well that would be 3xy, putting the letters in alphabetical order, so 3xy, because we've done x times x is x squared, and x times 3y would be 3xy plus, and then we've got 3y times x, so again that would be 3xy, putting the letters in alphabetical order, and then finally we've got 3y times 3y, well 3 times 3 is 9, so that would be 9y squared. So now let's simplify this because we've got 3xy plus 3xy. So in front of it we still have our x plus 4 and then we've got x squared. Now 3xy plus 3xy would be plus 6xy and then we've got our plus 9y squared. And now we just need to multiply this out and that'll give us our answer. So x times x squared is x cubed. X times 6xy, now multiplying the x by x is x squared, so it's going to be plus 6x squared y. So we've done our x times our x squared, our x times our 6xy. Now we need to do our x times our 9y squared. Well, that's going to be plus 9xy squared. Just putting them together, the 9y squared and the x, putting the letters in alphabetical order. So that'll be 9xy squared. So we've done our x's. Now let's do our 4. So 4 times x squared will be plus 4x squared. 4 times 6xy will be plus 24xy. And finally, 4 times our 9y squared would be plus 36y squared. Now let's look for any like terms. We've got x cubed, x squared y's, xy squareds, x squareds, x y's, and y squareds. There's no like terms. So that's us done. So that's our answer. So these have been the video solutions to the expanded free brackets practice questions. I really hope you found this video useful. If you have found it useful, please like it and please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Thank you. Cheers. Bye.